Hi everyone, Radhe Radhe. So this video we're going to be doing chapter 4 verse 42, which is the last verse of this chapter. So we're going to talk about that. So before we start there, I just have a little bit of some shares about things that I've learned, which have been absolutely amazing. Um, One of them is that growth does happen. It takes years sometimes to see these little growths that that we might not. I mean, we might feel that nothing is happening, but if we keep trying and keep at it, then I mean, I know this sounds very cliched and normal, right? Like, I mean, it sounds so cliched and like people say that, and it's just like, yeah, I've heard that before, and I know, but like, to really understand that that is the case. So, for example, when somebody is upset, now there are two things, right? When somebody is saying something mean, or somebody is upset with me, or somebody is like hurt or and being hurtful to me, like being mean to me. I mean, there are multiple ways now. I mean, I'm sure we've all gone through this to some extent, and we've all had this thing that earlier it would be affecting more, and now it's affecting less. It's a very normal thing, and everybody feels that and goes through that. Um, with time, or anybody who's growing, anyways. Um, but these things are so powerful. Now there are two things. One is that I've started to understand. I mean, really understand, not just understand intellectually, but really understand when somebody is being upset. I can see it, I can feel it that that person is being upset because of what they are going through within themselves, and not, it's got nothing to do with me. Now, I've said these words many times. This got nothing to do with me. This is about them, then this is about their journey and what they're going through. And I have felt upset at people all the time, small little things. Like there were times 10 years ago when I would get upset at this tiny, I mean, it did not feel tiny at that time. Right now, it's like, okay, I understand that this is about them, and I understand that, I mean, it's not necessary even that I need them in my life, or I need to be with that them in my life, or I may, but I understand. I don't get upset. But now, yeah, now I don't get it. At that time I did, and it's the same thing with other people. I can see now when other people are upset. I can see that it's got nothing to do with me, and I'm okay. I'm actually okay. You know, even if the person is so upset that they've stopped talking to me, and I've had this abandonment wound forever, and I still have it. It's not gone, but like I feel really scared that people are going to leave me, and I feel really scared that I'm going to be abandoned and things like that. And sure, it's it's not fully gone, but it's so much more understanding, in-depth understanding now that this is about them. Like in-depth is in like knowing, understanding, knowing inside my heart, knowing that this person is upset and it has nothing to do with me. And another new thing that has come because of these Bhagavad Gita classes that I've been attending, and that's this understanding of karma. So if somebody is upset with me, then I understand that I must have done something to hurt them at some point in the past life or whatever. I must have done something. I think I might have spoken about this in the purpose of Gita. I'm not sure if I spoke about it, but I'm going to speak about it again. Day before, the 2 videos ago. So it's not, it's that, so when that person is being mean to me, and it's not that I'm not reactive or I'm not feeling hurt. Of course I'm feeling hurt. I'm feeling hurt. I mean, not of course, at some point I probably won't, but intellectually I understand that I must have done something to hurt them at some point, and so they're this is, it's coming back to me. It's my karma, and it's okay. And so in my mind now, unless that person has this thing, in my mind I have this thing that I'm apologizing to them. In my mind, I am so sorry for whatever I did to hurt you. I am so sorry. I am deeply sorry, and I'm not going to be hurt now by what you're doing, because I'm not going to keep propagating this cycle of like hurt, and you hurt me and I hurt you, and you hurt me and I hurt you, and like I'm not going to propagate that. I'm done. I'm ending it right now. I'm apologizing to you. I know that I must have hurt you in some way, and I am holding you with just an immense amount of love, as much love as I can possibly muster right now. And even though I'm feeling sad, and even though I'm feeling upset, and even though I'm not going to propagate it further, it's good. I'm grateful. I'm grateful that you're hurting me. I'm grateful that you're releasing this karma for me. You're helping me release this karma, and it's done. It's over now. And everything else now I'm going to just do for Krishna. Everything else I can think of, everything else I can try, I'm going to every time I can remember, every moment I can remember, I'm just going to do everything for Krishna. And right now I'm giving you love as Krishna's devotee, as Krishna's human being. Krishna loves every single human, every single living being, right? Every single soul. Krishna resides in the heart with every single soul. So I am going to look at you as somebody that Krishna loves, and that's it. I mean, it doesn't matter what you're doing right now. It doesn't matter. That's that's where I'm not there emotionally, but intellectually I'm there, and I think about it now. And when I'm feeling hurt, and people will get sometimes really mean, and they're not hearing me when I'm saying no, I did not mean to. Like, it's just somebody was calling me racist because some I let them park the car here and instead of here, and just like you gave the prime spot to a non-black person or something. Like, it's like I'm not able to get through to the person at all. And the person's just angry, 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 like sending text after text after text, very angry text. And I'm just like, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. And I was hurt in that moment. My heart was hurting. But I was just like, I'm sorry. Okay. So, um, I don't know. I'm sharing all of this because I feel like it helps. It helps me to, when somebody shares these kinds of things, to know what we can think of. To have these ideas, to open up our brains, to know, to have some thought of like, okay, these are the possibilities of what can happen or where we can be. And I hope it's helping you. The way, I mean, it helps me for sure when I listen to things like this. So I hope it's helping you. Okay, so 442, the last verse of the chapter. Tasmad jnana sambhutam hratstham jnana sinatmanah chitvainam sanshayam yogam adishthotishth bharata. The translation is, therefore the doubts which have arisen in your heart out of ignorance should be slashed by the weapon of knowledge. Armed with yoga, O Bharat, stand and fight. Okay. Therefore, tasmat, therefore, we know that word. Ajnana sambhutam. So ajnana is ignorance. Jnana is knowledge. Ajnana is ignorance. So born of ignorance, ajnana sambhutam. Hritstham. Hrit means heart. Situated. Stham is heart. So therefore, what is situated, the ignorance that is situated in your heart, it's not fully there yet. Let me go to the next line. Jnana of knowledge, asina by weapon or the sword in Swami Mukundanand's thing, atmana of the self, it's still not complete. So the knowledge. Okay, cutting off. Let me continue this. Cutting off chitva enam, chitvainam, cutting off enam, sanshayam. Sanshayam is doubt. Okay, so now we can plug this together. Therefore, this doubt, born of ignorance, that is situated in the heart, can be cut off by the sword or by the weapon of knowledge. Okay. And of the self, like this doubt of the self, that's therefore this doubt of the self that's born of ignorance, that's situated in the heart, can be cut by the weapon of knowledge, by the weapon of jnana. So ajnana sambhutam, this doubt that's born of ignorance, this whatever doubts we have are born of ignorance, and this can be cut by the weapon, by the sword of knowledge. Okay, so I'll go to Swami Mukundanand's translation. Therefore, with the sword of knowledge, cut asunder the doubts that you have arisen in your heart, O sign of Bharat, O Bharata, establish yourself in Karma Yoga. Arise, stand up and take action. Oh yeah, so the last part is Atishtho tishtha Bharata. Bharata is a sign of descendant of Bharat, a sign of Bharat. Atishtho, Atishta, and so yogam, in yoga, Atishta, be situated and stand up and fight. So be situated in yoga and stand up and fight. So be situated. So therefore, establish yourself in Karma Yoga, be situated in yoga, stand up and fight. Okay. So here the heart, he's saying, Swami Mukundanand is saying that the heart does not mean this physical thing that's pumping blood. It's actually the heart is the source of compassion, love, and all good emotions. So he means in the mind. The mind means the subtle mind, which lives in the heart. So the subtle mind is where you have compassion, love, sympathy, and all good emotions. So the subtle machine that resides in the region of the heart. So in the role of being a spiritual master, he has imparted the knowledge of how to gain wisdom, how to gain insightful wisdom from the practice of Karma Yoga, and he advises Arjun to utilize wisdom and faith to cleave out doubts. And so, but there are still doubts in Arjun's mind, which he reveals in the opening of the next chapter. Okay, so that's it for today. Chapter 2, verse 442. Wish you a day filled with spiritual growth. Wish you a beautiful day filled with spiritual growth. Radhe Radhe.